People in relationships, what does your supposed other do that always makes you smile? When I overhear him and our cat, she will meow in a really dramatic way, her speciality, and he will look at her and say something like they did what? When? Then Charlie will meow again and he will say things like I can't believe them. They're not coming to our dinner party. He loves to gossip with her.
Every day she will come home, have a bath, listen to music and sing. I turn the volume down on whatever I'm watching every time just to listen to her. The first thing I ever said to her was you have a beautiful voice at a dodgy karaoke bar. Her reply? Aw. Thanks for saying that, and not just nice ass. Me, well, I'm not going to lie, that's pretty nice as well. That was 15 years ago, and she still makes me smile every day.
My late husband made me tea every morning, but gave me a sip of his coffee while I showered. Oh, that shower coffee was magic. I later learned he actually put ice in my tea and tested the temperature before giving it to me. When he's busy he'll send me a single flower or heart emoji so I know he's thinking of me. Just to paint a picture, I met my BF while working in the accounting department of a construction co, and he was arguably the toughest project manager there. He's a big burly guy with a really deep voice, who at least at work, comes off as gruff kind of person. When my coworker brought her dog in, and he thought no one was looking, he lit up like a little kid playing fetch with her in a corner of the office. I was the only one who saw him, and it melted my heart. Every time he sees my cat, he goes over to her, says hi kitty in the sweetest voice and showers her with affection. When I see him go all soft and sweet with animals, I fall for him all over again. He says hey pretty girl, with a big OL grin on his face every single time he walks into the same room, and it makes me cheese every time. Thinking of recording them for a while and making a compilation video for my own enjoyment. Whenever I overhear my husband talking to our cats from the other room I feel like I did when we first met.
When I ask her a question, she does this really cute inhale and says yeah at the same time. It's hard to explain and impossible for me to replicate. But it's so adorable and just one of the things I adore about her.
So, this is so dumb, but it's my favorite. I have been working from home, and I'll be super focused and he will come up behind me and put his shirt over my head and pull me into his belly. It's like a weird hug, but I love that it's random and silly.
Me and my wife interrupt each other day at least one time a day to make sure we remind each other that we both sexy. Sounds weird but it makes my wife blush still after 5 years so far. Sometimes I like to scream it out of nowhere and make her melt into the blankets.
After he tells a joke, he grows the stupidest crap-eating grin on his face. Always makes me laugh even if the joke wasn't funny.
I love to hear her laugh. My short-ass wife 4'11" refuses to ask for help reaching stuff. Sometimes I make a cup of coffee and watch her. It's like I'm watching a ninja train for a parkour competition. And before you ask, yes, I am the kind of asshole that puts things she uses on a daily basis on the top shelves.
I don't know who started it, but we do this thing where I hum his name and then he hums my name back, or vice versa. Like a call and response but with humming. Imagine I go him hum and then he goes hum hum. It's super adorable and sometimes we even do it to find each other in grocery stores. Ha ha ha, I love him so much. Just try to picture two 30-year-old gay men playing a sort of Marco Polo around a grocery store. I am sure it will put a smile on your face too.
My girlfriend is very intelligent. Like graduated summa cum laude and a year early and is on her way to doing great things. Anyways, sometimes she says things that are just out of nowhere and make little sense. Like, why don't birds get pregnant? Or she'll say something in Spanish it isn't her native tongue and it will sound like I eat librarian. She then proceeds to turn red, give a shy giggle, and lean her head on my chest. Like wherever we are. And sometime I move away to see if she will follow and she does. Sometimes I swerve out of the way and he looks up and say hi and I pause so she can place her head there. That is all. She does dorky things that only I ever get to see.
Cries in single. Puts my phone on the charger if I forget to do it before bed. Which is almost every night.
All of my laundry. In return I feed the cats every day BCCDOES and like the smell. She folds it and stuff too. It great.
He plays with my hair and brushes his thumb against my cheek. Whenever I am grumpy, he puts on a baby voice and says, "Oh, is that a frowny face?" And grumpy me wants to say no, leave me alone, but it just makes me have a hard time not smiling at it. Seeing him interact with his friends and family, his joy really does make me smile. Smiley face.
Most days when I come home I can hear her scurry to the door to greet me. Her house slippers give her away every time, and I brings the biggest goofiest smile on my face every time. No matter how bad or crazy my day is, that 20 seconds of her greeting me at the door with a smile and kiss lifts my mood.
Exist. He loves power metal ballads. When he is in his office upstairs and I'm in mine downstairs, I occasionally hear him belt out a few notes as he sings along while working. Always makes me smile, just hearing him jamming and doing his thing. He kisses me on the forehead all the time and calls me egg purely because I call him chicken, and eggs are smaller than chicken's heavy black heart. He's a foot taller than I am, and every time it gives me the warm and fuzzies. When I get good morning beautiful texts from him. Or when he says something sweet.
When I go into the bathroom just before bed and she already put the toothpaste onto my toothbrush for me. Recently broken up, but while we were together she would always make these cute little noises. Was way too adorable, always made me smile. She still does it and it still makes me smile. A million different things, including flashing her boobs at me while grinning, at random points of the day. For context, we're in our mid-50s and married for 14 years. My late wife did this thing where she'd make a slurping noise during an awkward silence, and when someone asked why, she'd pretend to be oblivious to having done it. She'd also sing all the time in a beautiful voice. My favorite part of every day was that she insisted on showering together. We'd talk and laugh and wash each other's hair and backs. She'd shave the back of my neck if that hair was getting out of control. Any man who wouldn't smile at that in his own life would be a fool. After the devastation of losing her, going on 4 years since, I'm learning to love new and different things about my girlfriend. Her constant dorky actions only I get to see, and her cooing noises at my gentle touch. Healing is possible.
I always smile when he talks about something he really likes or something that interests him. Sometimes he stops and stares at me quietly for a bit and then says, "Hey, are you single?" Or similarly, when I say something he particularly appreciates, he answers, "We should go out sometimes." Or when I'm stressed and he creates cute little songs on the spot to cheer me up. Or when we have a conversation acting as if we were in Pride and Prejudice. Or sometimes I just look at him and smile because deep down I am *that* cheesy. The way he treats my dog, who is like my child. Watching him grow to love her over the years just makes me smile ear to ear. Is always so forgiving and loving and kind. Every time he calls me on the phone he calls me a different nickname. It's always something outlandish and ridiculous just to get me to laugh. Especially if he knows I've had a bad day. Anytime he wants a kiss or to cuddle or have me come closer to him, he does little grabby hands and it's the cutest thing ever. Haha, love. He leaves for work super early but always leaves me enough coffee in the pot for 1 cup when I get up. I grew up poor and actually love rewarmed coffee. He doesn't understand it when I could just make a fresh pot, but he still leaves it because he knows I love it. This may sound silly, but every time he is really into a video game his mouth fully twitches. His mouth is open and his lips move side to side. It genuinely makes me laugh.
Put her head on my shoulder. I like how the more excited she gets about whatever she is talking about, the more she bobs her head around. It's almost cartoonish. She has no idea she does it and I'm not telling her.
As cliché as it sounds, be himself. As more cliché as it sounds, he's my light in the darkness. If you're reading this, love you, pyromaniac heavy black heart. I may not have a S/O right now, but seeing everyone so happy about theirs makes my heart melt a little bit. It's always amazing seeing the kind of love people may have for each other.
My girlfriend still sleeps with a blankie at the age of 24. She gets super embarrassed about it, but I find it so cute.
Whenever he does the laundry he takes the clothes out of the dryer and throws the nice pile of warm clothes on me cause he knows I'm always cold, and I used to love when my parents did that to me. Then we sit and fold the clothes together, smiley face. They smile, I smile, it's contagious.
Sings my name when she in a different room.
He's a really good cook, better than I am. I'm always happy when he makes dinner.